Hello, I'm the senior trader at the Forex Supermodel, and this is our second racing review for our experiment to see if we can transfer Forex trading skills to the UK horse racing field. So anyway, let's have a look what we've been up to. We've had 17 bets since the 18th to the 5th. So the start was the 18th to the 5th this year, 2021, and we've had 3 winners, and obviously we've had 14 losers. Our longest losing run was 8 losers, and we've got a strike rate of what's it calculate to about 17.6%. 17.6% is our strike rate, and we're approximately plus 15 units in profit. Okay, so on 17 bets, so we're not too far off 1 for 1 in that instance. We've been at it, as I say, for about since the 18th, which is what 12, 13, 13 and 10, 24 days. So just over 3 weeks, and we've managed to get the account into 15 units profit. Well, so far so good. Any of you watching the last racing review where we suggested what was it, one night stand? Apart from Professor Code frothing at the mouth, or it could have been toothpaste. You never know. It's always worth checking your face in the mirror before you do a YouTube video. But anyway, you live and learn. Right, but it didn't seem to affect the horse running. So I thought it would be useful to have a look at a little that horse in detail, or reasonable detail, to show sort of a bit of the thinking and the analysis. So it was. Basically, it was Nottingham yesterday. Nottingham 245, and it was one night stand. Right, and that horse we got over 8s on the exchanges initially, and it actually ended up at 100 to 30 second favourite. So got really whacked in on the course. So anyway, let's have a look at what made us go for that one then. So one night stand then. Basically, it was previously running at Ascot. And it was in a 6 furlong, good to soft, and that was on, and it came 16th of 18, and it was minus 8.5 lengths, and it was running off 85 official rating. Now all that is just standard fodder information that you can drag out of any racing publication or site, racing post, at the races, whatever you want. So that's just basic factual information. It's where you go from there then. So that horse, basically, it was coming back after a 146-day break. So it had formed before that. It had a break, and then they stuffed it into this Ascot race, and it came, arguably, it looks like it got stuffed, doesn't it? Because it came 16th of 18, which was not very clever on paper. But of course, you need to look beyond that in terms of analysis, because, as I said, it's coming back from a break. It ran in a way we like to see. It was a strong impulsion runner and that's what we like to see, and we do our energy trip pace analysis, and that was very positive on that. Now, previous to the Ascot race, so this was they took a break after this race basically, which was at Wolverhampton, 6 furlong on the all weather. It came 7th or 12th in that particular race, and the race that it won yesterday was a 0 to 90. Eligible for horses rated up to 90. This Ascot race was 0 to 95, and this Wolverhampton race was 0 to 95. So it's coming down. It's coming down the class range slightly from 0 to 95 to 90s. So that's interesting. And then it was running at Wolverhampton, and then it had all. Again, it had the attributes that we like to see. It basically was midfield, it made headway, and then it had no, and they said it had no extra, which basically means it had given all it could give, and it couldn't catch up the winners. So fair enough. And then after that, then it ran at Wolverhampton before that, and it came first at Wolverhampton, and that was also at 6 furlongs. So, and then, but the kicker here is the race before it won was at Nottingham, which was where we were when we won yesterday. It was Nottingham at 6 furlongs again, and it came 6th of 16. Now, and it was running against the rail. Now, 6 of 16. Now, that's a reasonably big field, 16 runners. And what tends to happen with big fields is they tend to split into, it's almost basically like they're having 2 separate races. And sometimes, if they're really big fields, they can have effectively 3 different races, which is a pain in the neck to commentate, but it's good for us. So anyway, our horse was at One Night Stand, was up against the rail, it was head down, and it was running like a steam train in Nottingham, and it basically won its race in its group, but it didn't win the race because it wasn't in the right group, which reminds me of the old joke, isn't it? The result of the race was a photo finish. How did it get on? I don't know, it wasn't in the photo. Anyway, that's quite a poor joke, but we like it here. Anyway, so anyway, it was running against the rail, head down, stuffed them all against the rail, and then ultimately won its race, but lost the race in question. So fair enough. So anyway, what else has been happening with this horse? Well, it was running off 85, and it got dropped to mark to 84. So you've got a fall in mark, you've got a fall in grade. So it's gone from 85 to 84. It's gone from 0 to 95 to 0 to 90. Its conditions are suited. Its running style is suited. Its energy trip pace is what we like to see. And in the early morning exchanges, it was widely ignored, which is also what we like to see. So it had everything going for it. It was basically right up there in terms of analysis. Now, obviously, we're not going to be able to tell you exactly what we look for in our energy trip pace. Certainly not in this video. But I mean, we're studying previous races in terms of modelled data, which we use to try and ascertain the amount of energy a horse uses in a race. It went relative to its trip, which means where did it run. Was it at the behind midfield? Did it switch? Did it get blocked? And relative to the pace of the race. So obviously all these factors are relevant. If it's a slow early pace and it's miles behind, it's got a chance to catch up maybe, and things like this. There's a lot involved. It's quite a difficult thing to model. Anyway, so here we are. That's what we've done. We're going to carry on as we are. It's looking reasonably promising. Obviously, if you're betting at SP, you only got 100 to 30 in the shops, which was pretty derisory when we got 8. So obviously that makes a big difference. I mean, our winning odds have been 15.5 to 1, 6.2 to 1, and 8.2 to 1. So that makes all the difference, and that's why we can have a relatively low strike rate. So anyway, today, what are we today? The 11th. Friday the 11th, we've got no racing today, and therefore we thought you might like to have a review video. So thanks for watching, and if you subscribe to the racing side of it, then thank you very much. We'll hopefully be back racing tomorrow, Saturday, and we'll obviously do a racing review for then. So thank you very much.